You wake up and you remember a conversation from yesterday perfectly. I mean, you remember exactly what they said, you remember the promises they made to you, but then, when you bring it up, they look you dead in the eye with absolute, unwavering confidence, and they tell you that never happened. You're just imagining things again. It's wild, right? It forces this terrifying question: is it your memory or is it their lie? And when this happens to you over and over again, you start to genuinely doubt your own sanity. You start to wonder, maybe my brain really is playing tricks on me.
And honestly, this illustrates exactly what we are truly dealing with here. Gaslighting is not just some simple misunderstanding. It's not just two people remembering an event differently. No way. This is a calculated psychological war. It's a highly dangerous technique used by master manipulators. Because their ultimate goal, it isn't just to win an argument. They want to systematically erode your reality. They want to break your trust in your own senses so badly that you become completely 100% dependent on their version of the truth.
So how do they do it? Let's get right into phase 1, distorting reality.
Right out of the gate in this first phase, the manipulator actively attacks objective facts to create that initial friction and confusion in your head. It usually kicks off with sign 1, which is the blatant lie. They're going to tell you a lie so boldly that you instantly start to question the facts right in front of your own eyes. Seriously, even if you are holding undeniable proof in your hands, they will stare you down and deny it. Remember, they aren't merely trying to convince you of a falsehood, they are trying to break the fundamental trust you have in your own perception. And this is pretty much always followed by sign 3, the countering attack. When you actually confront a gaslighter with a specific memory, they counter it by just completely rewriting history. They'll drop lines like, "You always remember things wrong," or "You have such a terrible memory." And well, if they do that enough times, eventually you just stop trusting your own past altogether.
Which brings us to sign 4. This is that profound, crazy contradiction between what they say and what they actually do. On one hand, you've got this smoke screen of words. A gaslighter will absolutely shower you with phrases, telling you exactly what you want to hear, like how much they love you, how much they value you. But then, look at the disrespect of their actions. They'll constantly minimize you, cross your boundaries, and just totally disregard your feelings. So those beautiful, loving words? Yeah, they're literally just a smokescreen, designed to keep you confused and tethered to them. The golden rule here is simple: ignore the words and study the actions. Okay, moving right along to phase 2, the psychological attack. Once the facts are completely distorted, the manipulation really escalates. They stop just twisting events and start directly attacking your identity and your mental energy. You might hear something like, "You're only upset because of your childhood trauma." Ouch, right? But that perfectly captures sign 2, weaponizing your insecurities. You see, a true gaslighter studies you. They learn your deepest flaws, your past mistakes, your biggest fears, and then they use them as a shield. When you bring up a completely valid complaint about their toxic behavior, they pivot. They'll tell you that your anxiety is just making things up, or, your past trauma is triggering you. Suddenly, the conversation isn't about their bad behavior anymore. It's about your perceived brokenness. Your pain literally becomes their armor.
And the scary part is, this doesn't happen all at once. Sign 5 is all about a slow, gradual erosion of yourself. It goes like this. Step 1, a small lie today. Step 2, a slight twist of reality tomorrow. It's a slow drip. It is done so incrementally and so subtly that you don't even realize how much of your self-esteem is being chipped away day by day. It's basically a silent theft of your identity, right up until step 3, where you finally look in the mirror one day and realize you don't even recognize the person looking back at you.
So how on earth do they maintain this level of control? Well, it comes down to sign 6 and 7. First step is the exhaustion strategy. Have you ever argued with someone until you just threw your hands up and agreed because you were simply too mentally fatigued to keep fighting? That is exactly their goal. They will circular talk and deny until you are entirely depleted, forcing your compliance just to make the chaos stop. The other side of this coin is projection. If they are lying, they will accuse you of being a liar. If they are unfaithful, they will constantly interrogate you about cheating. It's a brilliant, honestly terrible distraction tactic. It forces you to constantly defend your own innocence, which leaves you absolutely no time or energy to investigate their guilty behavior.
And that leads us to phase 3, the trap. We are now entering the climax of this manipulation cycle. The abuser pulls the net tight, using some deeply confusing psychological tricks to isolate you and keep you stuck in the loop. Signs 8 and 9 reveal this really insidious two-faced strategy. First, we have tribalism. To your face, they'll try to convince you that you are entirely alone. They'll say things like, "Even your own mother agrees you've been acting weird lately," or "Nobody else likes how you behave." It makes you feel like the manipulator is literally the only ally you have left in the world. But then, look at the flip side, the crazy narrative. Behind your back, they are softly laying the groundwork with your friends and family. They act like this super concerned partner, whispering, "I'm really worried about them. They just aren't thinking straight lately." The result? When you finally snap and react to their hidden abuse, everyone else already believes you are the unstable one. The trap is perfectly set.
And just when you figured it all out, just when the pain becomes way too much and you are finally packing your bags and ready to walk away, sign 10 kicks in, the false piece. Suddenly, out of absolutely nowhere, a switch flips. They become incredibly kind, deeply loving, and wildly supportive. This intermittent reinforcement acts as a psychological reset button on your brain. It floods you with relief and gives you this desperately craved, false hope that the old them, the person you originally fell for, is finally back. And just like that, you're trapped right back in the loop, ready for phase 1 to begin all over again.
So how do we get out? Let's look at the escape, breaking free.
Okay, let's take a collective deep breath here. We've walked through the darkness. We've seen how the illusion is architected, so let's talk about the resolution. Are you constantly double-checking your own sent text messages just to make sure you didn't say something horrible? Are you secretly writing down conversations, or maybe hitting record on your phone just so you have proof later on that you aren't crazy? Do you find yourself constantly apologizing for things you know deep down you didn't actually do? If you are nodding your head right now, I really need you to hear this, loud and clear. You are not losing your mind. You are reacting completely normally to a highly abnormal manipulative situation.
So what's the ultimate antidote to all this? It is surprisingly simple, yet incredibly difficult to execute. You just have to stop playing their game. Stop trying to convince them of your reality and start trusting your own. You will never, ever get a gaslighter to look at your evidence and say, "You know what? You're right. I lied." It's just not going to happen. But the moment you stop arguing with their illusion and start validating your own inner truth, their power over you completely evaporates.
I want to leave you with this final, really powerful thought. Trust your gut. It knows the truth. Your intuition is a powerful alarm system. Please don't let anyone turn it off. If you recognize these signs in your own life today, or maybe you saw them happening to someone you care about, drop a comment down below with your thoughts and experiences. Let's build a supportive community right here. And be sure to subscribe to The Explainer for more structured, deep dives into human psychology. Remember, your mind is your sanctuary. Protect it. Thanks so much for learning with me today. But before you go, ask yourself, what boundary will you set today to protect your own reality? I'll see you in the next Explainer.